I mean, just again, what can you legally tell us about what's going to happen with the RFPs that you just received?
Sure. So we shared tonight just a simple update with the committee that the city has received 3 proposals of interest, in the River Life area, and because we want to ensure that the current developer, is able to exhaust all of their legal remedies and solve their current issues, that we're giving them the time to do that. It's important, from the city's perspective, to respect our agreement with the current developer and allow them time to close their loan and to remobilize on the site. That window is closing, though. It closes this month. We're glad to receive these proposals, and we expect to open them later this month and review them in early September.
So now, in the event that they do cure the debts that are owed, would these proposals then go unopened?
No, we would open all the proposals after that period, or at when it's closed. Because I think, if you recall, the RFP did allow parties to express interest in parcels not associated with the current default as well. So the city will be reviewing what the proposals involve, and if there are projects to move forward that isn't related to the sites in question, currently in default, then we'd move forward on those parcels. And I think, again, the city wants to be as proactive and as aggressive as we can to ensure that development moves forward in the River Life area. We know that it's a very marketable area. We know there's a lot of interest in doing projects in that area, and obviously if this developer is not able to move those projects forward, then we would have other developers who are interested in being involved.
Give us an idea then of the timeline that we're going to be working with, because I know you kind of spelled out a few dates at which you're going
Sure.
to
Yeah,
deal
I
with
think
these
we shared
proposals.
tonight that the real dates, that are, in mid-August, those cure periods end, and August 29th, the city's Board of Public Works would, which is a traditional forum for opening RFP responses, would review or open the RFP responses. Staff would then review them, and the Economic Development Committee would likely see them on September 4th.
So again, trying to go with the theme that the city's been going with here, being very proactive with this, but yet respecting the current developer.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's our goal. Is to be respectful of the current developer and their right to move the project forward, while on the same token understanding if the current developer is unable to move forward. We know that there's positive interest in moving it forward, and we hope to do that.
And then just a very quick update on the Center Mall as well. You talked a little bit about that tonight. So phase 1 is of this plan that you've been going through with the Economic Development Commission. Phase 1 is complete, is that correct?
Yeah, it's in draft form. That was really the analysis phase. It's the kind of the market research and analysis of the market to kind of make some recommendations for types of uses, and we've been then we'll be working to figure out what scope of work, if any, second phase. If we wanted to do a second phase, maybe a deeper dive into the properties, into figuring out what type of projects would be possible, what would a potential development look like, and those kind of things. But obviously, the mall owner and other stakeholders do kind of have to be, willing to step forward for that, to implement those suggestions. And so I think from the city's perspective, we're holding the mall owner accountable to say, we're willing to help with the planning process if you're willing to implement. And we obviously, the mayor's been very clear in encouraging the mall owner to do something.
And I know there was a little discussion on this tonight. I don't know how much you'll be able to elaborate, but they said that the mall owners might also be going through some of their own brainstorming and idea sessions.
Well, I think they're giving thought to their own ideas, and we've been open about that before. That you know, the mall owner is considering, you know, their options for the future. So that's the value of doing the plan at this time, is so that it, you know, either dovetails or supports, you know, their you know, what they're going to be proposing perhaps, or, you know, questions what they're doing and really, you know, kind of gives the city a different a path forward, you know, if that's needed. So we'll see where that goes.
Anything else we need to know about tonight?
No, I don't think so.